I am Gin, and here are 5 Red Captain tips. Number 1. Damage buffs. Your main role as a Red Captain is to buff your fellowship, and as a Red Captain you have 3 main buffs you want to keep up as much as possible, which is your relentless attack that you get from using Sure Strike. It's your rousing cry buff that you get from using rallying cry, and your penetrating cry buff that you get from using routing cry. Let's take a look at relentless attack first. Probably the easiest one to keep up. Simply have to attack a target. To apply this buff you need to be in a battle readied state, which means you'll have to use either Battle Shout, which will put you in battle readied, or you use Shadow's Lament, will do the same thing. The third option is to use Time of Need. You have 3 options. If you follow that up with using Sure Strike, you will gain the buff for 45 seconds. Let's take a look. You can see, put up Relentless Attack. Make sure you keep this up all the time. It's a really big boost for your fellowship. I can do this again by using Shadow's Lament. Puts me in a battle ready state. I just use Sure Strike. The buff is refreshed. Now for the other 2 ones. They're a bit trickier because you need a defeat event in order to apply the buff. You just use Rallying Cry without a defeat event. It'll just put the hot on you and heal your group. In order to get a defeat event, you need to hit a critical hit with pressing attack or devastating blow. Or you can use Time of Need to pop a defeat event. And of course, if your fellowship kills anything, you'll get a defeat event. How to get a defeat event from pressing attack? I just hit a crit. These skills now have a defeat event. I can use Rallying Cry. Gives this buff for 1 minute, Rousing Cry. The other one is using Routing Cry. Just hit a crit with my pressing attack, and I can now use Routing Cry, which will give this buff for 1 minute. Attack speed buff for your entire fellowship. Pretty much you want to keep these buffs up all the time. Every time you get a defeat event, you would just use these skills, pop these buffs, and you of course do your Sure Strike buff. Number 2. Blade Brother target. You want to give Blade Brother to the target that can output the most damage. So whoever is the strongest DPS in your group, you give Blade Brother to. And it's always better to give the Blade Bro to a melee or a ranged, because Blade Brother's call applies a stacking melee and ranged damage buff on hits. It does not buff tactical classes. And there's also another reason behind picking melee or ranged, which we'll take a look at in the next tip. Number 3. Master of War crits. One of the most overlooked things as a Red Cappy in my opinion. It's the last set bonus in red, is Master of War. The top column here, critical hits with Inspire and Shadow's Lament, cause you and your Blade Brother's next melee or ranged skill to crit. Which means every time you crit with this skill or this skill, Inspire and Shadow's Lament, whoever you have Blade Bro on will crit its next attack automatically. This is part of the reason why you should get some crit rating on your Red Cappy. Get these crits, you should spam these skills every time they're off cooldown. Help your Blade Brother get those crits. Having a high crit rating as a Cappy is useful for this reason and to get the defeat events from pressing attack and devastating blow. Number 4. Oathbreaker's Shame. One of the strongest skills in the game, and as a captain, is Outbreak Shame, plus 35% incoming damage for 20 seconds on a target, 3-minute cooldown. If you combine this with other cooldowns from the DPS or Lore Master, etc., it can have a really big impact on your DPS. But whenever you use this skill, make sure everyone is targeting the target that this skill is on. Throw everything at it for those 20 seconds to increase its efficiency. This is what the Oathbreakers look like. Whenever you see this on a target, make sure you throw everything at it. And number 5, trade for crits. Just a quick tip in your trades. Make sure you trade 4 points into arterial strikes with a +4 melee critical chance, as well as 3 points into react to battle with a 5% devastating blow and pressing attack crit chance. It's gonna be +9% crit chance for your speed event skills, which will help you get the crits, keep your buffs up. That's the end of the video. Hopefully it helped. Leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.